What'd you learn about you guys in Las Vegas?
Uh, Number one, there's two places in the world. I've been very fortunate. I've been all over the world, and there's two places that every time I go, I'm kind of in awe of them. One of them is New York City for the obvious reasons: the buildings, the people, how does all this work? And the other is Las Vegas. You just every time you go out there, you're like, man, how does this work? Uh, so I was still in awe of Las Vegas. I wasn't quite as in awe of the Rebels as I was hoping to be. We didn't play as well against Utah. Utah's a good team, come from a good league, and they played better than us, and we didn't play as well as I would have hoped. So I was a little disappointed, but then I was really pleased with the way we responded. We had a day to kind of regroup. It was our first loss of the season, first road game, first road experience for a lot of these guys, first time in Las Vegas for most all the team. And I thought we played much better against Rice. So obviously, when you play a tournament, we had 4 games. 4 of our 5 to this point have been connected to that tournament. You know, Eastern Kentucky and Georgia State were a part of that. So we got 3 of the 4. We'd love to get 4 of the 4, but I do think we've learned some things about our group.
What do you attribute the kind of struggles early for Dom to? I mean, is it just
Inexperience. You know, he hadn't played a lot of basketball. He was a late bloomer in that he didn't even pick up the sport till a few years ago. He then goes to Drake. He plays in a limited role, more so towards the end of the year. Then he sat out all last year. It's just game experience, timing, overthinking things, underthinking things, you know, just a combination of everything that you can only garner with experience. I thought he was really, really good for us in the Lafayette game where he was guarding the rim protecting. I knew offensively it was going to be a work in progress simply because he just has not gained the reps. And then, you know, matchup-wise, he's had some problems. He's had some foul issues, and as a result, he has not found his rhythm yet, but he will.
Sometimes, Andy, it seems like the ball gets stripped from him pretty easily, strength in his hands. Is that also about game
I
experience?
think that and just learning. If you remember, Sebas had that issue a lot early. Sebas had those really long arms, and anytime he lowered the ball, he was exposing the ball because of his length, and Don just drops the ball too low. And it's just something that we've got to continue. He's got to rep, and get more comfortable with it. Now, I think for him, and hopefully it'll happen sooner rather than later, he needs some success offensively to relax a little bit. I think he just overthinks a lot of things.
Last year, I'm sorry. Last year, TD had foul trouble issues. Then they kind of went away a little.
Subsided some.
Yeah, and now it seems like he's kind of getting some cheap fouls that are getting
Right.
him in foul trouble. I know it's something that you obviously talk about.
Right.
What can you do to try to coach that away, or is that just a tendency on his part?
Well, it's something that he's got to do a better job of just staying engaged. I think a lot of his fouls are reactionary. He'll relax off the ball defensively, and then he's so athletic he tries to make a play, and as a result, he's not as under control as he needs to be. I think offensively he's gotten better at that. Defensively, it's something he's still got to work on. And he's played so well from an efficiency standpoint offensively. He's been off the charts for us with the exception of turnovers. Turnovers have not been an issue for us, knock on wood, to this point. We're averaging under 13 a game. My magic number's under 12. If you stay under 12, you're going to be in pretty good shape. And he's turning it over about 3.5 times a game, just not making smart decisions with the ball. Defensively, though, back to your point, it's just a matter of staying engaged mentally so he's not always in a reactionary position.
to be 5-6 games in? I mean, is this team kind of where you thought it would be? I mean, is there anything that's kind of surprised you about this team?
We haven't been as productive in a certain couple places that I thought we would be. Markel has really struggled shooting the ball, and to his credit, he's still our best defender. Sometimes when you really struggle offensively, it hurts you defensively, but that's one of the saving graces of having a kid that's a 23-year-old post-grad. He's been through this before, so he's not allowing struggles on one end to affect the other, which I think is very positive. DeAndre Burnett's been our most consistent player from a production standpoint. I think 2 of our other seniors who have been in the program, in Eustace and in Marcanvas Hyman, have been very consistent for us, which is what you want to see out of your upperclassmen. Devontae Schuler is what as good as advertised. He's been a tremendous force, and he's learning and he's getting better. Bruce is learning and getting better. These next 3 games for us, I know a lot of people have said, man, Virginia Tech, you got Virginia Tech this weekend, then you go to Middle, but South Dakota State is really good. They're a team that has gone to back-to-back NCAA tournaments. They're just coming off a tournament in the Cayman Islands where they beat Iowa. Then they turn around and they beat Buffalo, who's predicted to win the MAC. They're a really good team. They flew back home and played last night, and so obviously travel-wise, hopefully we can use that to our advantage.
A couple of games ago, you wanted this team to kind of turn a page defensively and make some strides there. What have you thought recently?
Thought we were really good against Rice. We started small. We changed our lineup a little bit based on scouting and just based on some things that I wanted to do because I wasn't pleased with some of the performances we got against Utah out of a couple of key guys. So we made some adjustments, which we'll continue to do. And I thought defensively we were outstanding against Rice. I think we held them at low 60s and under 30-something% from the floor, so we guarded much better. We got to do a better job rebounding the ball. It was one of our areas of concern coming in. And then, we've done a good job of assisting. We're passing the ball. We're doing a lot of good things. We hadn't shot it as efficiently as I would have hoped. And rebounding is a huge concern. But with South Dakota State, with Virginia Tech, and then we have exams and we go to middle. Those are 3 SEC quality teams, really. So this is going to tell us a lot this next stretch. We've learned something through 5. These next 3 will tell us a lot.
DeAndre